What are your top tips for conquering these, beastly civil service exams?
Oh, I've got some thoughts on that. All right, so you want to conquer these exams.
Give us the secrets.
Well, first things first, start early.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Don't wait till the last minute.
No cramming.
Cramming won't cut it.
These aren't your average college exams.
Exactly. These exams require, like, a sustained effort.
So it's more like training for a marathon.
Exactly. You need a plan, a schedule, you got to stick to it.
Consistency is key.
Key. And speaking of marathons,
Yeah.
practice tests are your best friend.
Everyone says that.
They're so important.
Why?
Well, first of all, they get you familiar with the format, the types of questions, the time pressure.
Okay, so you know what to expect on the actual day.
Right. But they also help you figure out what you're good at and what you need to work on.
So you can adjust your study plan.
Precisely. It's like a dress rehearsal for your brain.
I like that. Okay, what else?
Don't forget about current events.
Oh, good point. Can't just live in a textbook bubble.
Nope. Most civil service exams, no matter the country,
Yeah,
they want to know if you're paying attention to what's happening in the world.
makes sense.
So, read newspapers, watch the news, stay informed.
Be an engaged citizen.
Exactly. And this one might seem obvious, but
Yeah.
take care of yourself.
Oh, that's so important.
These exams are stressful.
Understatement.
So make sure you're sleeping enough, eating well, getting some exercise.
Don't burn yourself.
Burnout is the
Oh.
enemy. And don't be afraid to take breaks when you need them.
Your brain needs time to recharge.
Exactly. And last but not least,
Hit me with your final wisdom.
spend some time thinking about why you want to do this.
Ooh, good one.
What are your strengths, your passions?
Your values?
What kind of impact do you want to have on the world?
Because a career in civil service?
Yeah,
It shouldn't just be a job, it should be a calling.
I love that. A calling. And remember,
What?
there's so many different paths you can take in civil service.
That's true.
Diplomacy, policy analysis, public administration, the list goes on.
Find what fits you.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to explore and find the area where you can really make a difference.
Awesome advice. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. We've traveled the world, explored all these different exams.
Talked about what it takes to succeed.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question.
A question to ponder.
What qualities do you think are most important for a civil servant in today's world?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Is it about knowing all the policies, being super organized, being a great
Or
communicator?
maybe it's something else entirely.
I think it's probably a combination of things,
It probably is.
but it's a question worth thinking about
Absolutely. Because we need good people in government.
now more than ever.
The world is facing some big challenges.
Climate change, inequality, all sorts of things.
We need civil servants who are up to the task.
Who are ready to lead, to innovate, to make a difference.
Well said.
Yeah.
So listeners, as you go about your day,
Yeah.
think about that question.
What qualities do you value in the people who work for your government?
And if you're thinking about joining their ranks,
We wish you the best of luck.
it's a challenging path, but a rewarding one.
And remember, there's always more to explore.
Always.
We'll catch you in the next deep dive.
All right, so listeners, today we are taking a deep dive into something that can honestly be a little scary. Civil service exams.
Yeah, scary is one word for it.
But they're super important, right? I mean, this is how a lot of people get their foot in the door with government jobs.
Absolutely. It's often like the first big hurdle.
Yeah, the gatekeeper.
Exactly.
So we've got a bunch of sources here, and we're going to try to unpack them.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here.
Really try to figure out how to strategize about these things and maybe uncover some secrets. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, there are definitely some good tips and tricks
Yeah.
hidden in these pages for sure.
Awesome.
It's funny you say scary because a lot of people think of these exams as just like pure memorization.
Oh, yeah.
Like just cramming your head full of facts and figures.
Right.
But the sources we looked at really emphasize the strategy side of things.
Really?
Yeah, it's not just about it's about how you approach the whole process.
Oh.
Like how you manage your time, how you break down the questions.
So it's more like a game almost.
Yes, exactly. One source even called it a mental marathon,
Ooh. Okay, I like that.
which I think that's a pretty good analogy. You need to train, you need to pace yourself.
Right, you can't just show up.
Exactly, you got to have a plan.
So, okay, if we think about it like a marathon, what are some of the training tips? How do we get ready for this thing?
Well, one thing that really jumped out at me was this idea of active learning.
Okay, active learning. So not just Sitting there reading a textbook.
Right. It's about really engaging with the material.
Got it.
One source talked about this thing called the Feynman technique.
The Feynman technique.
Yeah, have you heard of that?
I don't think so. Tell me more.
So basically, you try to explain the concept to someone